and welcome back to Spekd. Today we're going to be looking at Warhammer Conquest issue number 28, and this is going to be the upgrade sprue, the thing that we're going to need to modify our characters. Price is still $7.99, and there's our sprue, so let's get this open. Okay, so looking at our sprue, as always, what can I say? I must be the luckiest guy on the planet. They're always clean, no problems, no issues, no misprints. That's alright. Right now you've got a temptation to take off all these bits and put them all over your Rhino. Don't do it. Pick one or two items from here that make that Rhino suitable for your army, stick it on there, and the rest of them keep for upgrading or for modifying something else, okay? Alright, let's have a look at this magazine. So we're going to complete our Rhino, as we've seen, our upgrade sprue there. More about the Primark, Mortarion. We're going to look at the transports in the game and how to play them. I was actually expecting that in the last issue, so it's good to see that they've put it in this one. They could have definitely done that in the last one, just to get used to it. But then maybe they don't want you to have that as a kind of unfinished Rhino to be played in the game. Maybe they really want you to upgrade it. So we knew this was going to happen. No building, but we got painting instead. We got lots of different information and tutorials there, which is fantastic. And we're looking at the different types of tank by the looks of it. Yeah! Yes. Yes. If you've seen the last video, I'm not going to say anything. Just look at the last video. These, you know, I love these kind of things. Please keep doing this for the whole series. This will be the best. So even at a quick glance, you'll be able to see how cool they are. Now this is a tech marine, which is a space marine dedicated in fixing like equipment, weaponry, so they can handle themselves in battle really well, but at the same time they can repair pretty much anything, and they work with the Adeptus Mechanicus in learning how to work with the machine god, so it's really good. I am actually surprised that they haven't yet created a Primaris version of this guy. So they've still got their mini marine versions, and over the next few issues of Conquest, you'll start to see the apothecary, the chaplain, you've seen the captain, the lieutenants, and they were small models originally. But I wonder why they haven't increased these guys to a Primaris yet. Maybe that's coming out in the new items. So there we go, we get to now see the Predator chassis. So last time we saw all different types and Predator was one of them. So now we're getting to see the variations, and they have variations within each subcategory. And if you are creating these and you have got them, I should strongly suggest that you use maybe if super glue or magnetize these, so you can easily pull them apart. Because if you use plastic glue, that's it, it's finished. But look, stats and details, I will take a good chance to look at later. And look at this. That just looks like you're looking at like a real kind of Predator battle tank. Just due to the effects they got in that is beautiful. Oh, wow. We did a tutorial earlier on these, on my creative cover, the Dragon's Teeth. So go and have a quick look at that. I'll link that somewhere here. And go and have a look. And you can have these on your battlefield. They're really easy to make, take seconds, and they're fun scatter terrain. So we're getting a little bit more info about the Plague Marines and Death Guard, and we're looking at what they've done to the vehicles, and some great paint schemes there. So kind of keep them in connection with your previous works, and that's kind of handy. Or you could, you know, change it up, even make your own. Death on Damnios, so Frozen World there, a little bit of history and lore, and they're facing off against the Necrons. And yeah, they are an ancient race which has been just in a state of stasis, and everything needs to be perfect and aligned. And you know, they're kind of like the Borg from Star Trek, less collective, more Egyptian Terminators. Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator. That's what I would say, you know. That's the best way to relate to them. So we've got the birth of the Primark. So this is looking at Mortarion, how he started out, what happened and what occurred. And it's somewhat tragic, but at the same time, if it didn't happen, he wouldn't be as tough as he is now. And the fact that he's fallen, you know, yeah, I don't know, could have gone one of two ways. We get to see the history, the lore, the background, and some beautifully detailed artwork. You know, look after these, put them in your folder. Talking of folders, if you have the subscription, you should have received your second folder at this point, to put all this info in, as your first one's kind of totally packed out now. So we've got our painting. Any painting tips for this? Yeah, don't get too caught out in your small brushes. Try to use a large brush, and better yet, use a sponge to paint your tank. You know, you can use like a makeup sponge, and that would just sort that out. Don't tell the missus. So we've got our colours there. You got your Death Guard, your Ledge Belchers. This for your silvers. You got your Retributor armor to pick out trimmings and details. You got your little bits here. Depends upon if you're going to use your upgrade sprue or not. But don't forget to paint your missiles or your Havoc launchers or whatever they may be, just so you can tell they're a different weapon and you should utilise them. So you got your null oil just to kind of highlight details. The tracks, I think I've done a video before about how to get mud in your tracks. I think they might supply like a mud based texture paint, but you can make that quite easily and just work it in there and just dry brush with silver, and that will bring back out the details of the treads, but the mud will still be trapped in between. We've got our smaller details painted. Yeah, it makes it kind of handy. Yeah, there we go. Havoc launchers, make sure you paint the missiles so you remember to use them. I think they've done quite a good job there. And there's overall front, back and side. It is very clean for a Death Guard Rhino, so make sure you make that dirty. You know, unless you're doing it right when they fresh went into the warp and they've just come out, then make it cleaner, but for now that's just way too bright for me. But that's my personal choice there. And whatever you choose is whatever you want. It's your model. So transports, this shows you how to embark, which means to get in, and disembark, which means get out. The capacity, the maximum size of that Rhino can take, or amount of models it can take. Now I think that they haven't really focused in on this, because if this had been for the Space Marines chapter, that Rhino wouldn't have been able to fit the Primaris Marines, because the Primaris have their own form of transport, which will be coming in later issues. So I think that's why they kept this for the Plague Marines, because they can actually still fit inside here, rather than having a special new dedicated item. It's an interesting thought. Okay, makes more sense now. So there's a disembarkation. You can gain extra movement from that, so it's always worth keeping that in mind. I tend to use my Rhinos to sit on objectives or charge an opponent to take the Overwatch fire. It may lose 1 or 2 wounds, but then those guys will get in afterwards. There's your stats for your Chaos Rhinos. As you know, I love these sheets. And this is a transport. Yeah. So that little icon there just means it's classed as transport. So you can take pretty much as many of those as you want. I think it's 1 for every 2 troops that you have, or 2 sets of troops they have. Not individual models, but groups of. So mechanized warfare, so they're looking at how this affects a battlefield, a little bit of lore, a little bit of story. And we have a mission here which kind of brings together all of that quite nicely. You've got the Blight Hauler, 12 Poxer Walkers, the Rhino, and 5 Plague Marines versus 5 Intercessors, 2 Hellblasters, Redemptor Dreadnought, oh, game over, and a Primaris Librarian. No, that's so one-sided. That is so one-sided. Okay, little tip for the, for the Space Marine player: start by destroying a Rhino. You want to destroy the things that move fastest, and just get your Redemptor just to take out the rest. As it's with you, just no. That's unfair, that battle. So just switch over. That is so unfair. I think. Yeah, okay, they have got 1 Blight Hauler. Okay, if you're the Death Guard army, try and get that Blight Hauler as close as possible to the Redemptor, but stay in cover and then pop out and shoot it, because you've got a melter on there, which can do a lot of damage at close range. But really focus fire on the Redemptor first, everything else you'll sort out. Okay, so coming to close there, that was a nice little magazine. I quite enjoyed that. I think I've chuckled a few times. I'm really happy with these, the stats here. There is a question for the Tech Marine Primaris version at the link there. Again, that's a nice piece of work. It's a shame I can't just cut these out, and I'm happy with seeing this. I love these breakdowns. They remind me of the old school comics, where you could just look at all the abilities, what they do, what they're about. And if you kind of look at these, it'll help you to really remember like what your weaponry can do on the tabletop. Okay, so this issue, that's going to disappear off the shelves because you've got this guy here. And these are sergeant characters, but you could always take a different character from that squadron and mark them up as you want. And we've got a nice little bit of terrain there, and this is more kind of walls and hiding terrain versus our kind of small little blocking objects, so that's quite nice as well. So that's issue 28. I know that's kind of come quite rapidly after 27, but due to the fact that you have your upgrades for Rhino, it's just well worth kind of putting them almost together. So as always, like, comment, share and subscribe. I hate asking people to subscribe. I really do. I mean, if you wanna, you wanna. It's up to you. I'm not gonna force you. But if I don't ask, you probably won't do. For those of you that already subscribed, thank you very much. And it is a competition coming up very shortly. It will be for the 400th. And it will be something to do with this here. Because I think that's a nice little prize, and I've got more than one copy coming for that reason. So I appreciated my time, I appreciated you taking this time to spend with me, and I hope you enjoyed your time. This has been Spekd. PC out. Before I go, I just want to show you what me and the little one did. Thank you, baby girl. You did so much work, and I'm so proud of you. She did the sponge painting for the tank itself with the black, orange and brown, and 1 or 2 touches of silver also on the weaponry, and it came out really well. All I did was added a few details, highlighted a couple of bits, add a few drips on it, and that was really it. And that's what you can do, and it didn't take very long to do so. So again, thank you, baby girl, and I'll leave you guys to it. It's now playtime. This has been Spekd. PC